lacrosse friends, welcome to the World Junior Lacrosse Championship here in Mississauga. I am Stephen Stamp, joined by Brian Shanahan. We're into the quarterfinal crossover games, and tonight, to start this game, we have Poland versus Israel, and I think both the matchups here are going to be fascinating. I think this one in particular is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Israel, they played that low-scoring game against Australia where they lost 8-7 in their first game, and yesterday they lost 16-2 to Canada, which is not an embarrassment at all. But you know, Poland has showed us that they can put some goals up. They beat U.S. in their first game, and then they lost to Team Iroquois yesterday. But it wasn't. Yeah, it was 14-10.
They were there.
Final,
I mean,
so they were in that game.
I think the challenge for Poland appears to be keeping the ball out of their net. We talked about they have some lapses defensively and seem to have a little trouble with the help defense, working as a unit, which is not unusual when you have a bunch of guys who haven't played together. But that's the kind of thing you expect to get better as you go on, and we expect they'll be better.
Yeah, and you know what I've noticed, and a lot of these teams that are kind of new to box lacrosse, where they seem to be getting burned a lot is their their power play defense. We've seen a lot of short-handed goals. Against Poland, allowed Iroquois to score a number of them, and it just, when they're playing 5-on-5 defense, they seem to know what to do to get set up. But we've seen a lot of these teams, including Poland, when they're playing power play defense, they just get stuck standing around and not paying attention to guys behind them. Yeah.
The thing is, now these teams have played a couple of games. They've had time to look at the video of each other's games, and it's going to be interesting to see how they can apply what they've watched and what they've seen of their opponent's tendencies so far.
Yeah, I really think if I had to bet on this one, I think I'd be favoring Poland. I like them a little bit more from what I've seen. Obviously, they were in both games. Well, they were a win and a loss. Israel lost a couple of games, but I like what I see with Poland. They've got a few really strong players. Bo Columbus is a guy we've mentioned a lot who's had a strong tournament so far, taking face-offs, playing offense, playing defense. Israel's got Justin Getty, the real good goaltender, who faced about a zillion shots yesterday from Canada.
Yeah, it'll be fascinating to see how this plays out. There's the Israel coaching staff. Doug Utting to the right on the screen is the head coach. His assistant coaches in the middle at the back is Kevin Harper. To the left at the back on our screen is Jared Jensen, and in front is Chris Friedman. The Poland coaches are all kind of standing over facing their team, but their coaches are Dylan Stawarek, Jordan Dikla, and Luke Shepaniuk. And Heath Garlow, the head coach, not here. Again, his daughter is taking part in the World U19 Women's Field Lacrosse Championship up the road at Trent University in Peterborough and Fleming College, and I think he's tied up with that. But he has been here for practices with this team, and he feels like they're coming together and they're starting to get the hang of what it is that he's trying to get them to do.
Yeah, and you're speaking about the World Championships for the women's field lacrosse. There's so much good lacrosse going on right now at the same time. I mean, the Minto Cup will be starting soon. All the teams are set. That will be out west, but we just had the Ontario Championships in Junior B lacrosse. We got the Ontario Major semifinals going on, and there's no shortage of great lacrosse within a short drive from where we are right now.
Yeah.
And right in here, too.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing, because last year was the first World Junior Championship under this format, really, the traveling, and did it in Saskatoon. It was just Canada, the U.S., and Iroquois. It was a great tournament, great to be in Saskatchewan in the SaskTel Center, and it was pretty, it was a pretty good event. It was a really good event, but the caliber of competition, the evenness has really stepped up this year. We're going to go to the anthems, and we'll be back with the game. lacrosse friends. Poland right there heading to their end, and it looks like we're going to have Jacob Ferreira starting in net for Poland. So,
bit of a surprise.
Yeah, Diesel de Guzman has played quite a bit, but they did. I mean, they split the first game, then de Guzman played the second game, and that's often what teams will do at this tournament is, split, then have one guy play one, the other play the other. So
yeah, sometimes it's a 1A and a 1B,
Yeah.
but I just thought de Guzman was so good yesterday.
He really
against
was.
the Iroquois that he would earn the start.
But Lucas Ferreira in, Jacob Ferreira in, and at the other end, though, we're going to see Justin Getty once again. He is the rock for this Israel team.
And yesterday, for the Israel team, it was Jonathan Endicott was our MVP. We were raving about him. Scored 2 beautiful goals against Canada, and from Louisville, Kentucky.
The face-off, and this is going to be a fascinating battle. On your right in the red with the white shoulder caps of Poland is Bo Columbus. On the left in the white with the blue shoulder caps of Israel is Harry Friedman. These are a pair of tremendous face-off athletes. And I can't wait to see this particular subtext, a game within a game, play out. And right off the bat, they get into a serious battle. Friedman comes away with it. Yeah, and flicks it over to Liam Mackay, who may have been the best all-around player for Israel through 2 games. There's Endicott.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what Lucas Pilcher does, playing his first game yesterday. Didn't really get free, but we know the talent he has.
There's Matthew Huguette. We apologize to him and his family for calling him Huguette for a couple of games, but did have a chance to chat with him last night. That wasn't one I thought I even needed to check, but apparently you got to check them all.
You thought that was one of the easy ones, yeah?
Yeah. There's a shot by Pilcher from the outside, handled easily by Ferreira. Poland will take their first possession. Lucas Ferreira, the player of the game yesterday for Poland, moving it ahead. There's Khaled Martin.
Lucas Ferreira had 4 goals yesterday against the Iroquois.
Martin, a little spin move, but he tumbles, and Columbus is there to pick it up. I was talking to Bo Columbus's dad before the game as he drives to the net, and double-checked. I was like, he plays mostly D. Tranny in Kitchener-Waterloo, right?
Yes.
And he said exclusively. Yeah, he doesn't play forward at all. He'll stay up for a shift now and then.
And that was sort of obvious from his stats in the summer.
Yeah.
But, that's why I like the game he's played here. He could play offense. He's scored a few goals. But defensively, he's been tremendous.
He has. He's very sturdy. And I don't know, he looks like he's stepped his game up since last year when I got to see him play quite a bit in the Founders Cup. And he was kind of a depth defender for the Elora Mohawks and the face-off guy. But what a chance for Lundy, but he's in the crease before the ball gets in. Israel almost getting the scoring started.
Lundy using his great reach again, but no question he was in the crease.
Jaden Smith, little fake, tries to get underneath. Well defended there by Ryan Foley, so they're forced to swing it around to the far side. Here's Eric Anderson. That bouncer is up and goes straight out to Kolodka. Tyler Kolodka, 6 goals in their opening game. Much quieter yesterday, but he starts it off with a bang today.
Yeah, just in the right spot, and you mentioned it. Wasn't as good yesterday as it was in game 1. He was tremendous in game 1 with some beautiful goals, but here he's just in the right spot. Quick hands, picks up the rebound and puts it in before Getty can recover.
And that shot by Anderson got very steep angle, was coming almost straight up at Getty. Very difficult to contain for him as it went off his chest. There's another big face-off win for Harry Friedman. And Israel will go to the offense. Endicott enjoying coming to his offside to start things, and then now he goes to the middle. That's too hot for Tabak. Comes to Pilcher, though, off the boards, and they'll set things up. There's a release by Kinzetti. There's Ferreira on the run, leaves it there. That shot by John Armistead, who's been getting up into the offensive zone a little bit more.
I really like that defensive play by Cart for Poland to use his foot to get that ball to a teammate. which is perfectly legal in box lacrosse.
Yeah, he's been having a strong game, a nice two-way effort, pushing the ball up the floor, being sensible about doing what he can do, and not trying to overextend himself.
Yeah, absolutely. He's from Hamilton, Ontario, plays for the Hamilton Junior B team.
Obviously, all these guys hoping to move up, want to play Junior A. Here's Lundy, nice save by Ferreira. And I mean, it just shows you the level of talent that's available.
Oh, yeah. If not all these guys are playing Junior A, it shows you how good Junior A is. And you mentioned yesterday, there's a few guys like, if you live out in Akwesasne, it's a long route to play Junior A from there.
Yeah, I mean, Matisse Couillard from Canada is a Quebec guy who's playing Junior B in Ganawage, which is a 45-minute trip for him as it is. There's another save by Getty. First man on the ball is Greg Wells. Comes out with it, and away goes Riley DeLille. But, I mean, Kanan Francis, another great example. He's playing Junior B with Akwesasne Indians, going into his final year of junior next year. I was talking to Gaywa Schindler, the GM for the Iroquois team, and I said, is he going to be playing Junior A next year? Like, will the Arrows bring him? And he said, they really want him to, but it's tough for the kids who play in their home community. Here's Huguette. Shot clock winding down, he scores. We'll get back to that story because Matthew Huguette, with not much to work with on the shot clock and nobody really open, decides to just let it rip and finds a hole.
Yes, and like his counterpart, Collada, had a really strong first game in the tournament where he got a hat trick. Yesterday, he didn't do so much, but here we see, and it's just late in the shot clock. I don't think he's trying to score so much as just get a shot on net and possibly get a rebound and a reset.
Right between the arm and the body of Ferreira. But I'm saying, I mean, the one thing Gaywa Schindler was saying was, nice strip by Wells. Martin going after it, but it looks like, it's still scrambled. Kenzetti comes up with it. Oh, no, sorry, that's Mackay. Oh, nice handoff to Pilcher. Delayed call coming, but Israel will get some time to work. But Gaywa Schindler was saying, hey, it's tough for a kid who's played 4 years with his team. There's the shot stopped off the stick of Huguette to suddenly leave and go to an A market when he's been playing with his friends, he's been playing with his teammates.
And
all
on
the way
a team
along.
as good as they were, the Akwesasne team was 20-0 this year in the regular season. So I'm sure in their market, they really feel like they're big time, and they are.
And I mean, you know that they would love to go and win a Founders Cup, and they're not going to do it this year after losing in a heartbreaking Game 5 of the Ontario Finals. And I mean, for some players like Kanan Francis, I think the pros are going to find him.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty confident he's going to be a sought-after draft prospect pretty soon. Lundy up to Huguette. Pilcher's at the top. We're going to skip Endicott, go to Ori Bar David. He'll step in. Pilcher, sidearm off the post. Straight out to Bar David. He finds Huguette, great play, but the shot wasn't quite where he wanted it. Reached in, which you can do, stepped on the crease line, which you can't.
Yeah, nice play and a quick shot. It's just, as you said, that shot just sort of went for the middle of the net, right where the goaltender Ferrara was.
Yeah, the one spot that you know is probably not going to work out is right in the middle.
Yeah.
There'll be something there. Ferrara was right behind it. Armistead going after it. His cart will not pick it up.
The shot clock is still going against Poland, so the longer nobody picks this up, the advantage goes to Israel, unless you make a late hit, which they did.
Oh, there's actually a penalty coming. So Callan Martin was in the box for holding on the one that was called. We had the delayed penalty earlier, and now Riley DeLille will go off for boarding. So we're going to have 4-on-4 lacrosse for a minute 14.
And not a smart play. As I said, the shot clock was winding down for Poland. There was only a few seconds to go. That's where, where the more experienced players would just stand back and let that shot clock wind down. They're getting the ball back anyhow.
Yeah, situational awareness is critical and was not displayed there. Getty trying to find someone to pass to.
He's running out of time. Yeah, you got 5 seconds to get it out of your crease.
Here comes Ben Tishkart, watched by Bo Columbus. Nice recovery on the balance as Columbus is a little push in the back. Just Tishkart reeling a bit.
Increased his speed a little bit.
It's like when you do overspeed training, when you have the belt hooked to your back. Oh, nice pass through the middle. Great trail check, though. That was Kazimir Planchinski. You know when you do like a parachute, or you have the band strapped to you at the back, and then they release, and you just basically you're forced into the speed that you have to try and keep up?
I'll tell you, I skipped that training though.
Okay. I actually did some of it for some rowing. We went to some camps, and we got to try all kinds of different things. I mean, that's not really a rowing thing, but you do. I mean, we do simulations.
I've seen
weight
sprinters
training.
doing it.
Yeah, it's a funny feeling when you're going faster than you can generate speed.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that was the feeling that he had right there, Tishkar, but he recovered it well. Here's Schenker, running through traffic, cart checking, but he hands it off to Lundy. Jonathan Endicott looking for the ball. Israel now shorthanded for 40 more seconds.
10
Lundy
seconds left
swim
on the
move.
shot clock.
Endicott's shot looked like a bit of a change-up. He ripped it pretty hard. He kind of came out a little slower than the head of the stick suggested, but Ferreira was not fooled.
It was a nice quick release, and sometimes the quick release is more important than the hard shot.
Plus, of course, we talked about yesterday extensively how important accuracy is versus just power.
Yeah.
Here's Huguette at the top, leaves it for Columbus. Sidearm shot, that was blocked by Lucas Canzetti. That one is not blocked by anyone. Lucas Ferreira buries it 5-hole on Justin Getty.
Ferreira, one of the hottest shooters for Poland, certainly was yesterday. 4 goals yesterday, and gets his first goal of this game, and he loves coming and taking that overhand shot like a cross to his other side. You know, you see, you're making your angle worse when you're coming that far across, but he's had success doing it. That's almost a replay of, you know, a few of the goals we've seen from him already.
And there are a few guys who can do that. You think, I mean, Cody Jamieson coming across the top, Kyle Buchanan going the other way as a righty, and just some guys can make it work. For most of us, it's really not an advantage to be over on the opposite side.
That's a power play goal, and that's his 7th goal of the tournament.
2-1, Poland goes ahead. Pilcher gets it down to Stomkar. They can't connect with Tabak through the middle. It is grabbed by Canzetti. Oh, that one stopped by Ferreira. Kind of got through, but went off into the corner. Shot knocked down Huguette on the forecheck. Coleris has time, but has to get moving. And there he makes the pass ahead.
I don't think he had as much time as he thought he did.
No. Anderson under some duress gets to Cart. Jaden Smith cutting to the middle. Whips an underhand shot. And it's going to be an over and back. Oh, and here is Tishkart.
Not a smart play.
No.
No, you're better off just backing
Just
up,
stand
playing
there.
defense. You can't touch the ball, but get in the way.
Yeah, at least be an obstacle. You can't stand right over it, but you can step back a couple of feet and just be there, so he has to at least run around you. Shot by Kolodka, hit somebody out front. Scooped up by Columbus. Up to Martin. His shot, shoulder save by Getty. Zach Jury. Next cross body pass. Let's get it up to Ted Wells. Lundy very gracefully pivots to facing the net. Across to Tabak. Endicott splits the D all alone. Nice save.
He continues to do things to impress.
No holding call there for some reason. I thought there was a pretty good grip, but Poland comes back the other way. Gusciore.
He's taken too long to release that ball.
Yeah, got trapped.
You heard even from the bench saying you got help, and he didn't use it.
He just, sometimes you may have it, but you just don't know where it is or sense or see it. Feel like you just, a lot of times in situations like that, I feel like the player just thinks, if I just can make this one move, beat this one guy, everything will open up and I can get it to them. Ferreira spins.
That drives me crazy as a coach. You
Yeah.
know, it's always make the easy play.
Yeah. Duncan Cart makes that catch. I talked to Duncan Cart before the game. I said, hey, just want to check. Here's a chance for Columbus, whether it's Cart or Carte. Is it Cart? And he said, yeah, it's kind of either. I'm like, well, what's your family say? And he said, well, my mom says Cart and my dad says Carte. And I was like,
and now, is that a
right.
French name?
I don't know. You'd think Cart it would have it would be like Cartier, or it'd be an ER.
Right. It's amazing how many lacrosse players that, say the same thing. Doing those NLL games, there's so many players. We've had discussions about how to pronounce their names, and the players are usually the ones who don't care.
Yeah. I think we've got a penalty coming.
Yep.
It's on the check on Bar David, cutting through the middle. Ball's going to get back over center. Shot clock was expiring anyway. Now, illegal cross check. As the stick got up a little high. John Armistead doesn't like the call, but again, it wasn't blatant or egregious, but it definitely slid up onto the neck.
Yeah, and that's where we see the 2 minutes rather than the 5. Technically. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, starts on the shoulder, comes up, and that really wasn't a high stick.
No.
I mean, generally you're thinking more verticality for a high stick. I think that's a good call. Pilcher to Endicott. There's Bar David over in the corner. Bar David gets it back.
Oh my, that missed by a lot.
It did. Lundy still.
Yeah.
Oh, backdoor attempt. Nice quick stick, but just got the angle slightly off. It's grabbed, and off goes Cart, or Carte, depending on whether it's mom or dad.
It's mom or dad. Listen, yeah, Lundy's inside game has been fantastic, but he's really struggled with his outside shots. And he's such a good player. He's 6'4", uses that frame to get open.
I saw him after the game last night, and he was saying, I knew, and we were watching the game, I knew you guys were going to talk about my stick being up. Oh, what a shot. Jaden Smith with Wells racing out on him. Uses the defender as a screen and rips one right through Justin Getty.
Nice short-handed goal by Jaden Smith. Jaden Smith played for Six Nations Arrows. Yesterday he was playing against a lot of his former teammates in the Iroquois. And we saw a lot, he's got an amazing stick. He's did a lot of things in this tournament where you can see how good his stick is. And that is just such a quick release. Getty gets over, but is not able to get set and step out to take away that goal.
Columbus gets a draw, heads to the net. He's got Ferreira coming with him, but Kenzetti did a pretty nice job going and finding the passing lane and getting in it. So Poland will go to full penalty kill mode. They've got 52 seconds left on the minor to Armistead. Ferreira avoids the crease with Mackay shoving him into the boards now. Anderson's already gone to the bench. They let a defender get out. And that's just flicked backwards over his head by Ferreira.
Well, it looked like Ferreira wanted to take that to the net originally, but then when that lane closed up, he was smart, just killed the rest of the 30 and threw the ball into a very safe place into the corner.
Still lots of time on the power play here for Israel. Full possession. Back across to Bar David, handcuffed him. That pass right in by your hip is hard to get to the head of the stick to. He recovered nicely. Pilcher back to Endicott. Rips it, the save. It's going to go back to Israel. Now they're down to 5 seconds. We'll see if they try a shot. Huguette took a shot, look up. Pilcher peeks.
Yeah, they'll probably wait till Armistead gets close. Oh, nice try.
Just missing the net was Pilcher. Armistead bounces one through. That's a pretty good pass, but Jaden Smith just couldn't quite handle it. No back in because there was no intent there. Just bounced off the Israel player. Here comes Pilcher. Senses Kolarus behind him. And Pilcher, not the biggest guy, but you can see that awareness and agility that allowed him to slip, not get really the big hit. Hard shot. Looked like it might climb over Ferreira, but it stays out. Pilcher with it again. Lundy in the two-man game. Goes to the net. Off the post on the far side. Bar David can't grab it. Goucheur almost
Pilcher must be getting frustrated because he's had some nice opportunities. No finish so far in his one game and almost one quarter.
Yeah. Outlet pass to Foley. He's got Kenzetti with him. They're going to slow it down. Kinzetti looks like he'll stay out for the offensive shift. Stomkar goes to his offside. Now he'll head back. Bar David coming from the bench is the trail man. Huguette through to Kinzetti off the post.
Nice play.
The inside half of the post, but not the inside quarter they needed for it to go in. Great job again to kick that one ahead by Christian Lamb. In the ensuing battle, a Polish player was pushed over. They'll get possession.
A very well executed play by Israel, and just unfortunate that went off the post and not in, because they beat the goaltender too.
Into the final minute, into the final 45 seconds of this first quarter. Martin, space opens, the save by Getty though. He's been tested early and often. Here's Tishkart. 5-second difference between the shot clock and game clock in the quarter, so yeah, Israel won't be able to wait for the final shot here. Pilcher.
They'll try to take the shot as late as possible, I would assume. Oh, only one penalty. Oh no, both of them.
They're both going. 14-40, you hear Roger Nurse from here yelling, let's go, 14-42. So that's 14 is Leader Stomkar, and for Israel, and 42 is Christian Schlauski.
The wrong penalty box there.
Yeah.
You know you don't take a lot of penalties when you go to the wrong box.
Yeah. Stay 5-on-5. 14.5 seconds to go, and Luke Pilcher.
A fresh 30. They were a little slow to react to that.
Yeah, Pilcher was indicating to Getty to come on out, and they have 6 attackers, 8 seconds to go. They're ready. Huguette to Pilcher. Stay back to Huguette. He's got to shoot. Bounces one almost. He had his spot, but just missed it. We're going to take a break here at the World Junior Lacrosse Championships. Thanks for being with us. I'm Steven Stamp with Brian Shanahan, and we'll be back in 2 minutes. Hello, lacrosse friends. Welcome back to the World Junior Lacrosse Championships. I am Steven Stamp. I am going to be joined by Brian Shanahan in just a moment. We're looking at the highlights from that first quarter, and the opening goal is just running across the top by Eric Anderson, bounces one off the chest of Getty, and Kolodka is waiting to reap the benefits of the rebound. And then we're going to see Matthew Huguette. It's just late in the shot clock, finds a spot and buries it to get Israel on the board. Next up,
this is Ferrara scoring this one. Coming across like we saw him do yesterday. Just, and this is the short-handed one by
Jaden Smith just letting that one go through a defender and finding a hole on Getty. So it is 3-1 for Poland through 15 minutes of play.
One power play goal, one short-handed goal for Poland.
I would say 3-1 is probably a fairly fair indication of the run of play.
I think Poland's been slightly better.
Yeah, in the sense of a 2-goal difference, not a 3 times difference. I mean, it's early. I wouldn't expect it to wind up being 12-4.
No,
but a couple of goals. Yeah.
I'd say a little bit of frustration too for Israel. We've talked a lot about Lundy having difficulty with the outside shots. Pilcher's been getting lots of opportunities, and he hasn't been able to find the back of the net yet. So I'd say, both those guys are feeling a little frustrated.
I'll be surprised if Luke Pilcher doesn't put a couple of goals
me too.
this game.
And I expect Lundy to as well.
Yeah. Callan Martin fighting through all kinds of pressure, but once again, taking his time, finding some help, gets it to Jaden Smith, and he actually had a lane that was closed out by Kinzetti. Smith has it, gives it over to Ferreira. This is Huguette. Shot clock winding down, and he'll bang one off the back boards.
His teammates smartly ran back. They left him on his own, but they wanted to make sure they got the defense on the floor.
Here's Brendan Lundy. The other thing, there's a pass through. Nice two-man game, but just a little off balance was Lundy. And Brendan Lundy did ask me how many times he was called Dalton, and I told him 1.5.
Yeah, not once from me.
No, I know. You were perfect.
Yeah. Oh my.
To be fair, you don't have to say their names quite as often as I do.
No.
Gouchior passes across just over and back. Kazimir Planchinski, and here comes DeLille on the run. Missed the far side, but it's going to bounce out. Endicott will grab it and hand it off to Pilcher. Thought about going to Tabak, and then had a little second thought and decided, no, I'm just going to slow things down. Now Tabak gets it. Here's Endicott. Near side shot comes straight back to him. Pilcher has it. He was reaching out. He can almost reach. He does have long arms. You can see how close he was there.
And we've mentioned a few times, you see the odd goal where a guy dunks from behind the net, but what that does, even if you're not going to do it, it keeps the goalie honest.
Yeah, pulls him back to his line. Maybe opens up some shooting angles for others. Loose ball is going to be acquired by Callan Martin, and they go backdoor to Kalatka. Martin comes out, and what a shot.
Yeah,
hard work pays off in another goal for Poland.
Yeah, hard work in the corner. Poland comes out with that ball, and it's Callan Martin, who has had 3 goals coming into this game, and he sort of comes out untouched. His teammate does the work in the corner, and Martin just scoops up that loose ball. And you see the Israeli player was about to go into the corner, and Martin had the shorter route to the net.
Friedman and Columbus back to the dot, 4-1. Poland ahead, and I think Jacob Ferreira just let Roger Nurse know he's a little thirsty. Oh no, it's a gear issue, I think, as the coach is coming out. Probably something requiring tape, if I know my goalies.
Yeah, everything can be fixed with a little tape.
Oh, they're actually just grabbing his other stick for him. This might be a more extensive repair. Yeah, I think there's actually something wrong. You can see they're looking at
the way the coach is looking at it, you think that there's something wrong with the stringing of that stick.
So Ferreira's got a new twig. We'll see if Israel can take advantage of that at all, or if it makes any difference whatsoever. Friedman pulls it out and will scoop it up to himself, tosses it back to Liam Mackay. Again, you've got a zone to play with. As long as you haven't started heading towards the opposing goalie, you can come back over center on the face-off. Pilcher, quick pass to Huguette. Hands it off to Bar David, who backs away. Pilcher in the middle, finds some space, back scores.
We knew we were going to see that eventually. And what a great play. There was only about 4 seconds on the shot clock when Pilcher got the ball up high, so he knew he had to try to make something. And this is why we said he is such a key addition to this team. Look at the skill here. Just winds up, and everybody goes for a stick, and he's able to take it right to the net.
And he just takes the stick away.
2 guys high, another guy comes for help, takes the stick away, and has time to bring it back.
That, I think, is the key, saying he has time to bring it back. He had it well down to his right, down about knee level, and he's just so smooth at getting it back up top, and then that almost drop shot where he just kind of places his stick out. We saw him score some goals. I saw him score several goals like that in Prague at the Alice Rubeski Memorial in the E-Box tournament. Played for Canada, actually, at the E-Box. He was a little injured, and then he played for Gold Star Tel Aviv at the Rubeski. And here he comes again, and there's almost a carbon copy in the silky smooth shot.
Well, just a few minutes ago, I was talking about how there was a little bit of frustration in his game, and we knew, and you mentioned it then, that sooner or later he was going to break out, and this is it, and the timing couldn't be better. I mean, this time he just takes the outside shot, but see how when they give him space, he takes it. They give him a little space, he takes it, changes the angle a couple of times. We mentioned he didn't play the first game for Israel because he was playing in the Ontario Championships in Junior A for Burlington against Orangeville. They lost, and he came out the next day. In 10 games for Burlington, he had 18 goals, 23 assists, so pretty impressive, 40 points in just 10 games for Burlington.
Liam Mackay gets flattened, and Cart will come out the other way with the ball. Mackay is right on him. All kinds of pressure, and Cart gets the one-hand pass away. It'll go awry. Jaden Smith will get it. Martin up to Armistead. This is Jaden Smith again. He'll shoot. That one's wide.
Delayed penalty on the play.
Shot clock was winding down, so he took the shot, but Poland will go to the power play. Things have tightened up with those two Pilcher goals to make it 4-3 Poland after they led 4-1. Now with Mackay going to the box. Oh, it's unsportsmanlike conduct. Huh. Curious what happened. I always wonder what led to a call like that. We don't have, of course, the access to being down there with the officials to hear what they're hearing and see some of the close-up things they're seeing. Kolodka,
they're playing
not sure whether he wants to shoot.
A diamond defense.
Oh, we're hearing from the booth, thanks Matthew Carrick, that Polish player had lost his stick and Mackay kicked it away. So, you can't do that.
No.
You can kick your own teammate's stick out of the way if it's fallen and is in the way. We saw that actually the other day with when the head had coming off a shaft.
Oh, yeah.
And a player just moved that shaft out of the way, and that's fine. But if it's a playable stick from the opponent, you can't just knock it away from him.
No. And let's watch if the last short man, instead of playing the box, they're setting up a diamond, and it looks like they may be doing it again.
Fairly malleable box / diamond.
Yeah, well, when the ball goes down to the crease, you try to rotate it back into a box. But generally when teams go to a diamond, it's because they don't want to let the top shooters shoot.
Yeah, you want to force them to go down low and beat you there. Jury loses his feet, but somehow gets back up through a pair of defenders. Kolarus all over him, still has it, gets a shot on net, goes after it.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. There's a holding call on number 13, Kolarus.
Yeah.
Was it Kolarus yesterday that we saw bring the free hand swinging?
And tap the head of the stick? I think it was.
And I don't think this was as bad, but you know, when you're covering your man, if you have one hand on a stick, you got to be careful, very careful what you do with that extra hand, because the referees, as soon as they see that even leaning on a back, they're likely to call a hold.
And if you turn them at all, if you get the shoulder and spin the body at all, you're going to get that. And exactly 10 minutes to play here. Don't know how long's left in the penalty to Mackay, because it went up. It actually went up on the, now it's been moved over to the other side. It's showing 31 seconds, but it's on the, oh, both of these are on the wrong sides.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the Mackay one wasn't going at all. Endicott gets it. Thought about the shot. He was way off angle.
Well, he just bobbled that. If he had got it clean, it was a nice scoring chance.
Oh, but that's a perfect shot.
He makes up for it.
Oh my, backpedaling away, goes against the grain as Ferreira was coming with him, and Endicott goes far post off the lovely pass.
And Endicott was the MVP against Canada yesterday with 2 goals, continues to show us some great things. Oh, that's a nice shot, quick release, and probably hit the only spot that would have gone in the net, because the goaltender Ferrara had come over. That's just a beautiful shot after a misplay just a few seconds earlier.
And he shot at a spot that he could sense was coming open, because as he started the shot, Ferreira's foot was still exactly where he shot that ball. But then he saw Ferreira was coming with him as he backpedaled away, so he shot to where it was going to become open.
Yeah.
That's pretty heads-up play. Nice lacrosse IQ for Jonathan Endicott. And a great pass by Luke Pilcher to set it up. We are tied at 4. Liam Mackay will be released now, and we're going to go to 5-on-4. Israel on the power play, and he kind of casually jogs over to the bench.
Yeah, very slow change.
Generally, guys coming from the penalty box where he served an unsportsmanlike. Oh, Luke Pilcher, that's in. Yeah, a little delayed call, but what a shot to get in and out. Pilcher with the hat trick here in the first half.
Well, the arrival of Pilcher today has marked the arrival of Israel, because they seem to be going nowhere in this game, down 4-1 coming into this quarter. And all of a sudden he scores 2 goals, gets an assist, and then on the power play, whatever frustration he might have been feeling yesterday against Canada and in the first quarter here is long gone.
Hey, remember how we talked about you don't always have to shoot it hard, accurate's more important? Well, that one was a rocket.
Yes.
That was hard. Lundy, as Israel has their first lead of the game. They're up 5-4. They were down 4-1, remember?
Now, was that on the power play? Was that five? Okay.
Yes, that was on the power play.
Figured out because they didn't have enough players on right now.
Rebound comes back out to Ori Bar-David. Gives it to Pilcher. Bar-David stays up at the top as their strong right. A little unusual for Israel, actually, to go strong right. Pilcher working through traffic. There's Bar-David running around this outside. Lundy.
Oh, look at this.
Great feed off the crossbar. Bar-David gets the rebound that bounced out near the restraining line over to Lundy. Pilcher has it. Bar-David's open in the middle, but the one cutter kind of took that away. You can hear the Polish coaches yelling, stay on his hands, which is very good advice. Hard rip from the outside by Lundy. Looked pretty comfortable with that one. It's stopped by Ferreira. Ahead to Lucas Ferreira, the runner. The space was opening up for him, but Lundy spotted the lane and closed it.
We've had 4 straight goals by Israel.
Jaden Smith up to Huguette. Big check as Ferreira was shooting. This grab there by Ryan Foley. Schenker peels off to the bench. Foley goes all the way to the net, steps in the crease. It was caught up in the gear of Ferreira anyway. And plays blown in Bo Columbus. We're past the midway point of the second quarter, and this is turning into exactly the kind of tight game we thought we would see. Wow. Ferreira just kind of launched that one. It kept rising and rising right up into the stands.
That's where you go to the bench and look at your stick.
But you have to look at your stick before you get to the bench to make sure everyone sees it.
While the camera's on.
Yeah, you know. Oh, great backdoor pass to Huguette. Lidor Stomkar with a beautiful setup.
Yeah, Stomkar made this goal. You know, the goaltender Ferrara comes over. Well, you know, the first pass is a nice pass by Pilcher, but Stomkar sells the shot, puts it over to Huguette, who gets an easy goal. And Pilcher gets another point. That's at least 4 points in this game.
Yeah, he's got the 3 goals and 2 assists. So yeah, he said 5 points.
At least 2 assists.
Yeah, directly contributing. The one was the primary and that was the secondary.
Yeah,
but
I don't remember the first goal of the game for Israel by Huguette. I can't remember if Pilcher was involved in that or not.
Hard to say because Hugo was kind of just standing over there for a while.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Poland has taken a timeout. There's Israel head coach Doug Hudding talking to his crew. Dylan Stowarek addressing the Polish club as they've given up 5 straight goals, and the Poland coaches just want to get their guys back together. We talked about how Poland generating good chances offensively, a little inconsistency on the defensive zone, and we've seen Israel starting to take advantage of that.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, Israel's offense looked very stale in that first quarter, and I don't know if it's been mistakes by Poland or if it's just that Israel is starting to play better. Like I certainly think in the case of Pilcher, that's the case. He's playing better.
Yes.
And if you think about it, he's been involved in the last 4 goals. 5 goals.
5 goals, yeah. And really direct, scoring 3 of them obviously, but the one pass to Endicott was perfect. And like you said, the one that went to Stomkar got that whole thing going on that one. Here comes Columbus trying to get things going for Poland. Backhand whip pass off the back side of the stick. Didn't quite connect with Martin, but he did track it down. Makes a short pass to Armstead. There's Columbus. It looked like he was going to the bench. He stayed.
We got no lefties out here for Poland.
Here comes one now. Eric Anderson. Penalty coming to Israel.
And
Martin behind the net.
I don't think Ferrar's. No, there's no point in coming over with just 3
one
seconds.
To shoot. Yeah, Poland. I think Poland lost a little track of the shot clock there, because you figure they would have at least tried to fire a shot off the shin pads for a reset. So Poland down by 2 now after leading 4-1. Has a chance on the power play to get back within a goal.
That's Liam Mackay. That's his second penalty of the game, I believe.
I tell you, whoever's doing the music is pretty on point with some of these. With you just as you're saying Mackay's second penalty of the game, she's playing "Oops, I Did It Again." And that's about the only reason.
I'm impressed. You're Britney Spears, and I'm impressed.
Thank you.
I'm impressed. I know it too.
I would say that's about the only valid reason to play a Britney Spears song personally, but that's another discussion. Bo Columbus, hard shot comes out off the boards. Jaden Smith will recover it. They've got 7 to shoot. Oh, Smith stays out of the crease, but the shot goes awry, and there's a penalty coming, and that could be another one actually for Zach Jury.
Yeah, Jaden Smith would be wise to walk away from there. It looked like he was considering retaliating, and this gives Poland the chance they need.
I think Jury's actually yelling at his teammate there at the end, who said, just go to the box, and he turned around. Jury was getting into it, and then after Smith took that shot and fell down, he cross-checked. You'll see.
Yeah, he realizes the shot clock is winding down there.
Yeah, it's after Smith gets up right here. He's gonna cross-check him low in the back. Knocked him down and then gave him another shot, actually. He's kind of lucky it was just the one penalty. So now 5-on-3 for Poland.
Yeah, a little
illegal
interference there.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised that Lucas Ferrara is the 5th player in the power play. He's not getting involved in the offense. He's been their second leading.
They've got a man up ahead. Oh, and Kohlrus can't believe that pass didn't come to him, but Armstead was just trying to get away from the traffic to start.
I don't like the body language by Kohlrus on that because, as you said, Armstead didn't get a free stick.
Yeah.
They're very slow to get their power play going here.
They're still waiting for the last man to come out. They're down to 8 seconds. Now they've got all 5 down. Huguette shot off the goaltender. It'll be a fresh 30. Funny hop. I walked around there on the carpet and bounced some balls, and actually the carpet's very true.
Very unorthodox power play setup for a 5-on-3. Like if you're gonna,
put somebody in the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. They go backdoor, and that doesn't quite connect for Martin. It's grabbed by Pilcher, and what a kid! He's got 5 points. He's ignited the offense, and he's now killing the 5-on-3 as well. Poland with the ball there's an illegal pick called on the goalie, but Getty makes up for it by making the save. And Pilcher just lobs that one ahead. What a play to let Tishkart run onto it. He's going to drive to the net, puts his shoulder down, shoots and scores. Ben Tishkart, glorious goal. What a play. Israel is on fire here.
And you mentioned it, it's just a subtle play by Pilchar. He saw that there was nobody on Poland on that side of the floor. He didn't pass it to his teammate. He passed it to where he wanted his teammate to go. So
very smart play. And then Tishkart, the aggressive, driving the shoulder, and Chad Tutton likes to do that. Brock Sorensen, another guy. You see him do that with the Toronto Rock quite often, Shannon, when you're doing their games.
Bump the shoulder.
Yeah.
I mean, it turned into a one-on-one, but he used his momentum and speed to bump and make room.
Callan Martin will go and earn a possession for Poland as he got position and then was pushed over. And then he gives the hard pick cross-check to the lower back of Kenzetti and got away with it somehow.
A very disappointing power play for Poland. They had
the 5-on-3 is now over.
Quite a while. That's over. The 5-on-4 is now over.
Jury comes back in. That shot off of Getty. Diving dunk attempt by Jaden Smith, and he just leaves his stick underneath Getty and decides he's going to just run off to the bench. And Getty drops it in behind the net on the mesh. He wants it out of the way, which is reasonable enough. I thought he might have tossed it in the corner where the ref could at least get to it. But
I don't think the referee didn't see it.
And Jaden Smith standing behind the other offensive players, because I don't know if he has a spare stick handy. He's standing there without a stick waiting for his to be retrieved. Pilcher hands it off to Huguette. Lamb out on him. Huguette sees the lane, gets there, shoots. It was blocked, penalty coming. Slash to Chris Shislowski, and Israel, after a very successful penalty kill, will now go to the power play. Jaden Smith's going to get his stick back. And Getty will help him out. He'll hand it to him. Very sportsmanlike.
And we mentioned the run that Israel's on. 6 straight goals now, and 6 points to Pilcher on all those.
Yeah.
Including 1 power play, 1 shorthanded. They'd like to get another power play.
He's at the top of the power play. Endicott over to Bar David. They've got Huguette low. That's Brendan Lundy. Hard shot, but saved by Ferreira. Oh, great sidestep by Kohlers to get out of trouble. And then an interesting little swing of the legs on the run as he slows over down. The line. Oh, great pass. Backdoor. That's a penalty coming. Anderson was flattened.
Was that Kohlers made that pass? That was a nice pass.
That's a gorgeous pass, looping it ahead. There might be an extra penalty here. Yep, checking from behind and unsportsmanlike.
Hopefully we get to see this pass. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Lobbed it to the right spot. Not even a lot on that pass. And again, I don't know if the Israel defense just got a little lackadaisical there.
And hard rip by Kolodka, grabbed by Getty. And I've praised, they're saying back in. Did a player knock it to him? Either way, I've been praising Mackay. I like his grittiness and his aggressive game, but boy, he's taking 2 unsportsmanlike penalties.
That was him going to the box again?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's 4 penalties for him now.
Yeah.
Here comes Columbus. Saved by Getty. The ball pops back out. It's kicked into the crease by Smith.
Now they called that back in. I thought it was actually Smith.
It was Smith to kick the ball in.
I think the referee's actually having a discussion here. Oh, but there's a penalty on the plate.
Smith's going to get the penalty. Oh, no, they're both going. It's getting pretty feisty.
Maybe that's why the whistle went in the first place. I thought they were calling it over and back, or back in the crease.
Maybe. Boy, Zach Drury really likes to talk while he's heading to the box, whether it's his own player, or his own teammates, or an opponent. Both unsportsmanlike.
Watch in front of the net here. The ball comes out. It's kicked back in by Smith.
Yeah. Smith is down. They're kind of giving it to him. He comes up, gets into the face of Jury.
Yeah, I think the referee just didn't like this little discussion.
Yeah.
Whatever was said between these two guys.
Face mask, tete-a-tete.
I do think they did call that back in the crease, which looked like an incorrect call from here. So Poland is getting to keep the ball.
Right. So we are 5-on-4 because the Now there should be, they're going to go and check and correct this because there's only 1:04 showing on Mackay's penalty. There should be 3:04. They left, they forgot to put up the other 2 minutes.
Now wasn't, I'm surprised there's, okay, so there's not 5 guys on the floor for Poland, okay.
Yeah, there's 5 on the floor for Poland.
No, because it started with a penalty on Poland. It seems like so long ago now. I mean, remember, Israel was on the power play.
Oh, that's right. That's Jaslowski's penalty.
Yeah.
42 for Poland over on that side. They've been going kind of randomly on either side of the board, so it's hard to keep track of. But nothing is up for Mackay. His 4 minutes should have gone up.
Yeah, they haven't put the second penalty on.
It's been happening a fair bit.
Yeah.
We'll have to just kind of guess
and then the last 2 penalties were coincidental, so they won't affect the floor. So
it's 4-on-4 for 1:04, and then we'll have an indeterminate
Poland
amount.
Should get a power play at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, they're putting up.
There we go.
Okay.
But they didn't start at the same time. Shislowski's was down to our left, and Mackay's was
coincidentally,
to the right.
it's the number 42s on both teams.
Yeah. Man. Here comes Martin to the net. Shoot, saved by Getty.
Getty has picked up his game as well.
Kolodka thinking about a shot, passes it across to Columbus, who'll shoot. They're going low, but a foot save, and Kinzetti gets it out to Schenker. Boy, you can hear somebody from the Israel bench yelling as Pilcher was out there, but he is picked up by Kolodka coming back in transition defense. Pilcher on the run, takes a chop to the hands from Kolodka. Oh, what a rip by Lundy. Low to high, bar in. Great shot, Brendan Lundy.
Okay, we can officially stop talking about the problems with his stick because there's nothing wrong there on this outside shot. Yeah, Brendan Lundy uses the pick from Pilcher to step into this shot. Underhand, as you said, low to high, picks the corner. The 7th straight goal for Israel.
That'll make it 8-4 for Israel. Gives them a little cushion as they're going to be going shorthanded in about 17 seconds. We got just under 1.5 minutes to go in the first half here at the World Junior Lacrosse Championship. I'm Stephen Stamp with Brian Shanahan. Columbus, checked by Lamb, or Seagal. That pass goes awry. It's going to roll over center. Anderson needs to stay. He does. Here comes Tishkart. He scored a beauty earlier. Kind of dove a bit early on that one. I think he lost his balance and was falling as he shot. Poland to the power play. Kolodka still has it. Oh, they were fooled, but they figured it out in time to avoid.
Yeah, I heard a lot of screaming coming on the floor, trying to let all the teammates know.
Pass missed. Kolodka is picked up by Ferreira. His shot stopped by Getty. Great job by Ted Wells to grab it and come out of traffic. Here comes Foley whipping it out to Tishkart. Final half minute of the first half. 8-4, Israel's gone ahead.
And Pilcher did get an assist on that last goal, so he's now got at least 7 points.
Wow. Here he comes again, just missing the net. Riley DeLille was coming off the floor to get a defender out, but yeah, and they go to their correct sides. Ferreira will hit the man off the bench. Columbus, nice save again by Getty.
Oh, that was well played by Ferreira. He hit the right man as Columbus came off the bench, just not able to beat Getty, who's picked his game up a notch in the second quarter.
We're going to take a break. It is 8-4 for Israel. I'm Stephen Stamp with Brian Shanahan. This is the 2019 IIJL World Junior Lacrosse Championship.
Yeah, this is the beginning of the game, and it was Poland the first quarter, got everything going. That was Kolodka pouncing on a rebound. That put them up 1-0. Israel ties it up on a Huguette goal. Just an outside shot, I think, as the shot clock was winding down. He just wanted to get on net, and it found the net. But most of that first quarter was Poland, as we're going to see. Ferrara gets his 7th goal of the tournament. That gave him a 2-1 lead. Then Smith scores when this is still the first quarter. Shorthanded goal, actually, like 3-1 for Poland. And starting the second quarter, it was more about it. Callum Martin picks up a loose ball, 4-1. And at that point, everything is going Poland's way, but what a change. And it starts with this guy. Luke Pilcher drives to the net, makes it 4-2, and just seconds after that, he does it again, 4-3. He's really showing his talent. This one ties it up. I think it's Endicott scores this one on a quick shot. That made it 4-4, and it continues for Israel. And on the power play, Pilcher takes an outside shot, gives Israel their first lead. That's 5-4. Beautiful pass there for Huguette to get his second goal of the game. 6-4. They scored a short-handed one to make it 7-4. Then Brendan Lundy, the outside shot, makes it 8-4. So that's 7 straight goals for Israel, and Pilcher's got a point on every one of those 7. 3 goals, 4 assists.
Yeah, 7 points for Pilcher. Great game for him. Terrific turnaround for Israel. They take the lead, and Shanny, it looks like Poland's going to really need to shore up the defense and start to just start creating some offense again, maybe out of the transition game.
Yeah, and you know, because the power play wasn't working for them.
No.
Poland got a long power play, didn't score, in fact, a short-handed goal by Israel. So, yeah, right now it appears everything is going wrong. But like we've seen in many games, lacrosse can turn on a dime. We've seen it once already here.
We always say lacrosse is a game of runs. We'll see who can get the next run going as we come back to the 2019 World Junior Lacrosse Championship here in Mississauga. Welcome back to Cross Friends to the World Junior Lacrosse Championship. I am Stephen Stamp, joined by Brian Shanahan, and we are set to go with quarter number 3 in this matchup between a pair of teams new to the event this year. Poland now going right to left, wearing their red with the white shoulder caps. Israel going left to right in the white with the blue shoulder caps.
This is a big face-off because Poland is still on the power play, so if they can get this ball, they could work 45 seconds. If they lose it, Israel will probably kill. And it goes Poland's way. Bo Columbus wins that one.
Jaden Smith gets it over to Ferrera, who ducks through. Nice save by Getty as Ferrera ducked around Kenzetti. He'll pass it ahead.
And Poland's really slow to get their players on the floor, and Israel has no problem bringing that over half. No pressure at all by Poland because the 2 guys were still on the bench.
Which, I mean, it's a little surprising. Usually if there's no pressure, it's because guys have gone to the bench to get the defenders out, but that seemed like neither of those things was happening. There's Lundy trying to duck one over. That's in. It's not now, but it was. Yeah, there we go.
I thought it went in. It's kind of odd that referee, I think Josh Hiltz, missed it, and I'm not sure how he figured out it went in.
Because it was sitting outside the line when he threw the hands
from
up.
what I saw, it went in and then rolled back out.
Let's take another look.
And I was actually surprised that Lundy took it to the net this early in the penalty kill. Oh my, he reaches over.
Oh, he landed before, it's before
it's hard
it
to
landed,
tell.
but it was probably over the line already. That's a good goal. Lovely goal.
Short-handed goal again.
Columbus wins it to himself, passes across to Martin, gets the pass back. He's going to try and do something with that face-off twig. That's not a bad shot. He'll reach in and try and grab it. And you can see the hook on the head of Columbus's stick. That is clearly a face-off twig. You see guys with those banana-shaped, all bent out. Oh, Stomkar couldn't quite get the pass from Pilcher. Ball loose along the boards. Still on the floor, it's kicked out and eventually picked up by John Armistead. Armistead, all kinds of Israel players on top of him.
Yeah, that was a change of about 4 players at once came on.
Columbus swims through, goes to the net. Just getting between the arm and the body was Getty.
And Getty's game has corresponded to his teammates. As they've picked it up offensively, he's got better in net.
Tishkart scored the beautiful transition goal earlier. That was on the play where Pilcher passed it from the crease, just lobbed it ahead for Tishkart to pick up, and he did the rest, putting his shoulder into the defender. Lundy finds Endicott. He scored like that yesterday. Can't quite get it in today. Jaden Smith ahead to Shislowski. Shislowski will just hang on until he has Anderson available. Now the pass to Kolodka. Ted Wells on him, a little pick, spins off a check. Oh, it's in. Getty had it and then spun around to check and saw it rolling across the line.
And that was, well, that Kolodka game, I believe, he opened the scoring for Poland. Now let's have a look there. Beats his first man and just takes a shot, and Getty gets it, but somehow it squeaks in. And that is the first goal for Poland since early in the second quarter.
9-5, they pull back within 4. See if this Poland team can get a bit of a run going. Friedman had the ball, but Columbus all over him, knocked it loose. Wells, though, was the first guy there. He'll swat it over, and nobody can get it. Pilcher and Jaden Smith both trying to catch it. Smith does come up with it now. Fights off Ori Bar-David. Thought about a shot, but Bar-David was right on top of him.
And Israel's done a great job of getting their defense on fast.
Yeah. Cart. So it comes down to Huguette. Shot comes straight back to him. He'll get it to Columbus on the fresh 30 and set things up. He ducks, has the stick knocked out of his hands. The ball was still there. He'll fight over and get it. Wrap check by Wells.
Oh,
now it's picked off. Here comes Pilcher, all alone. Nobody near him. And just makes it look easy.
They called it
it
crease.
stays in the crease.
Looks like he has a word to the ref.
I don't think
on
he
the way
agreed with
back.
it.
We'll have to get a look at that when we get a chance.
Yeah, here's Martin going to the net. There's just a reset. Mackay will run out of the crease. It was interesting. We had a shot of we could see Doug Udding on the bench after that non-goal by Pilcher, and none of the coaches were saying anything to the refs. They were immediately coaching their players. I like that. I mean,
that's good to set the tone that way. No point in worrying about it.
Especially when you've got guys who haven't played together. You're trying to pull a team together in a short period of time. Bar-David shot is in. Just like the last goal at the other end, a lot on the goalie, or the goalie got a lot on the ball, but it crept over the line.
Yeah, not a great goal here. Ferrara's not happy with himself, but I think it's Bar-David's first goal of the tournament.
Yeah.
Talking about he is. All right, here's the crease call. Let's watch. Yeah, you know what? I think his toe was down.
Right.
Yep, good call, referee. And then we're going to see the goal by Bar-David. And goaltender set up and everything. You know, it's just sometimes it happens. You know, that shouldn't go in, but sometimes it squeezes in. And
it just had enough momentum to get about a ball width across the line on the angle it was coming. Here comes Huguette on the run. That's off the post, I believe, and up into the stands.
Like you mentioned, Bar David is a true Israeli player. You said he just learned this game when it was demonstrated at his school one day. He picked it up.
Yeah, it was. I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was Seth Mahler that was there, and Jacob Silberlicht, and I believe one other. There's a shot. That one almost ricocheted in for Columbus, but just stayed out. And yeah, the Israel players have been putting so much into it. Here comes Pilcher. No crease violation this time. He's got his 4th goal.
Yeah, you see referee Roger Nurse there putting the arms up, making sure we all know he's not calling that a crease call. This time he doesn't have as much time on the breakaway, just shoots for that corner. Yeah, sometimes the players hate when they get way too much time to think on a breakaway. Yeah. I think we're making a change in net for Poland there.
Yeah, Diesel de Guzman, double zeros coming in.
And you know, really, this onslaught, you can't blame Ferrara. I think the Bar David goal was a weak one, but other than that, these were a lot of good goals. You know, Pilcher has just been dynamite. 8 points in this game, 4 goals, 4 assists.
And Ferrara's really unhappy. He's tossing stuff around. He threw the stick down, threw the helmet against the wall, threw some of it through his gloves, ripped off the uppers and threw them, and they're heavy. That's not easy to toss them around. Clearly he's not, he's pretty upset with himself and with the way things went. There's an attempt by Lundy with pressure all over him. Missed the net though, we'll go back the other way. Here's Kolarus. And Ori Bar David with the goal. Oh, here's a chance. Breaking away is Schenker. He's going to slow it down. And Bar David, shortly after he started playing, he started coaching. Coaching some of the kids even younger than himself. He's still only 19 years old, I believe, at this point. And he might be 18,
only,
19. Yeah. I mean, obviously he's under 20, right?
Yeah, he's got to
in
be.
this tournament. So, and he is helping bring on the next wave of young Israeli talent. That pass to Huguette, he had no idea it was coming. And it's going to be scooped up by Jaden Smith. So many nations that are competing internationally have plans like that in place to develop players within the country and gradually get more and more of the players be natives, move away from the bringing in Canadians, bringing in Americans. Here's Columbus with a shot save. Getty scooped up there by Pilcher. Another defensive shift for him, and he takes off.
Now Pilcher seems to be all over the floor.
Little toe drag. Tries to go around Plachinsky. Nice job by Plachinsky to cover him though. That pass to a Stromkar didn't quite connect.
Looks like they're trying to lock out Pilcher now.
Yeah, they've got Lucas Ferreira out with him. And he just says, okay, we'll let somebody else go and do it. And that is Stromkar. That is second of the game.
Yeah, I think he got that short-handed one. Oh, no, that was Tishkart.
Okay,
I think
right, no. So that was, is this his first of the tournament, or did he have one coming in?
Let me look. Is this a Stromkar?
Yeah, 14.
Oh, yeah, that's his first of the tournament.
All right, he is down as somebody landed on top of him, just kind of toppled, and I think a knee might have landed in his back. But so Ori Bar David and Lidor Stromkar, the two native Israeli players, have both scored the last 2 goals for Israel.
And as you said, Pilcher was taken out of the play, so they're really playing 4-on-4 lacrosse. Makes a little bit more room. That was a late hit by Kolarus, but I didn't think it was that bad. Maybe the landing was a little fun. Now Lundy, I think, took a penalty there, but he barely touched.
Yeah, Lundy was coming in, I think, to check on a Stromkar.
Yeah, and I don't know if that was a bit of a dive, or if Kolarus just sort of fell, but I don't think Lundy really did anything to deserve a penalty. But I don't blame the referees for just saying, hey, let's start sending everybody to the penalty box to settle down, send a message.
Oh, it looks like there's a major for illegal body contact, illegal body check.
On Kolarus.
Yeah. Wow, so we'll go 4-on-4, which is not usual when both teams have penalties, but it's because they're not the same length. So it will be 4-on-4 for 2 minutes until Lundy is released, and then it'll be a 3-minute advantage for Israel, and that will be served as a major, so they can score 2 goals on that penalty. And that is devastating to Poland. Pilcher almost got underneath. Great recovery by Cart. There's Bar David. Endicott will try to get by his man, Armistead. Israel very patient, methodical on this setup. Huguette is going to just let one rip. It's off to Guzman, straight out to Armistead. Thought about going up to Smith. He's going to slow it down and go to Cart instead. Jaden Smith, a little self-pass.
Yeah.
You don't get an assist for that
No.
if you put it in. You just get the goal, but like he was going to try and pass to someone and just realized it wasn't going to work. Martin got the ball, but then kind of hung the stick out, and Tishkart is all over it, and he withheld that, yeah.
He picked it up and lost it, but then he recovered it and lost it again.
Well, at the end there, he landed and he just put his arm on top of him. That's withholding. He'll get after Gushiora with a little check. Tishkart getting kind of riled up out there. I think he felt it was a pretty aggressive play by the 2 Polish players along the boards, but they were fighting for the ball. Bo Columbus, there's quite a discussion going on about which 30-second clock they're following. It's the one behind the Poland goalie. They've got 8 left.
Yeah, it's not going. Or the one behind the Israel goalie is not going at all.
Yeah, it was ahead and it ran out.
Oh, okay.
And Kolodka will just toss it into the corner, and hopefully they'll get together on this one. They do. Here comes Israel Pilcher again playing defense. And he did that. He actually played a D-transition role as a rookie with the Whitby Steelhawks in the Arena Lacrosse League. There's a pass to the middle of Huguette, who is at a bit of a funny angle, so he decides not to shoot. Good decision. Hard rip across to Bar David, who bobbles it, gets it back.
And looks like they're trying to lock on Pilchar again, but he gets the ball anyhow.
Gets by Ferreira, steps out front, scores. There's a penalty coming.
Well, that'll be wiped out, I believe, and it would have been Mackay again.
Now, the thing is it Mackay?
No,
that's the other side.
I'm getting my 42
right,
mixed up a little bit. Shislowski. But I'm sure that'll be wiped out unless they decide they want to give more than a 2, which I doubt. The stick kind of slipped high.
Yeah, I mean, it was up in the face, but it was just kind of got tangled a bit.
They're trying to lock out Pilcher, take him out of the game. He still catches the ball in a crowd and beats 2 guys.
And just a lovely little pick, just a partial pick was enough to open it up.
Yeah, and this is a case where I think the Poland player trying to push the pick away actually helped Pilchar because he caused a bump into his own teammate, and Pilchar is able to beat Ferreira there. And then the second man, Shislowski, who came over to help.
Yeah, got tangled up. Here comes Lundy. Smith sees him, spins away quite adeptly. And yeah, the penalty was wiped out, that minor. So it didn't go up on the board. So now we're into the power play with Kohlroos in the box. It's a major for Israel. They've got 2:39 to go, and again, they can score 2 goals on this power play before Poland can put a player back on. And Cart will just lob that ball down into the corner before the 30 expires.
So that's 5 goals for Pilcher along with 4 assists.
It's not a bad game.
Yeah, I think I know who's going to be MVP for them.
Remember when he was frustrated earlier?
Yes,
yeah. Seems a long
Lundy
time
as well,
ago.
he's got 2 goals.
Hard rip by Endicott, who's got another beauty today. That one comes out to Armistead, spins off, recovers the ball. I like Armistead. He's not what you call an elegant player, but I really enjoy the way he's played
Yeah, he works hard on the loose balls.
Yeah. Kind of jump in and do whatever you need. He's staying up for another offensive shift to help kill this penalty. Columbus, watched there by Riley DeLille.
And this is where, if you're Israel, you just don't want him to get an easy shot.
Yeah. Shot clock expires. Columbus will put the ball down. And I like that not calling a delay there, because sometimes because the ball rolled a bit, you'll call it, but you can see he was just popping it out of the stick.
Yeah.
Just trying to put it down. I think that's a very good game management call, or non-call by Josh Hills.
Little hidden ball trick here. I didn't fool anybody.
Pilcher gets it back. 10 on the shot clock. End of clock caught to Pilcher. And the save by de Guzman. I'm curious how many shots Luke Pilcher's had, what his shooting percentage is, especially since he started his run and got these 5 goals. I'm trying to think of many that he hasn't put in.
Yeah, he's definitely got hotter.
Cart watched by Harry Friedman. 8 left to kill on this 30-second clock. And he'll just throw it behind him with 3 left. Liam Mackay will pick it up and bring it ahead for Israel. Tishkart is going to head to the bench to get the 5th power play member out. Lundy. Boy, the Poland players have gotten very quiet. You can hear de Guzman yelling where it is. There's Bar David with another one. His 2nd of the game makes it 14-5.
And again, this looked like one that the goaltender should have had. I mean, and you know, the first time it was on a tough angle on Ferrara that Bar David somehow squeezed it in. And here, watch, it looks like de Guzman set up for it.
It's the instep, that kind of inside of the
somehow,
back part of the foot.
I think it might have been 5-hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it hits the stick and
gets the inside of the leg and goes in. So hard to believe it was 4-1 for Poland at one point.
4-1 for Poland at that point. I thought the game was going the way I thought, because I thought coming in that, you know, Poland had the stronger offensive team.
Mackay whips it ahead to Pilcher. Tom Kerr rips one. He's trying to keep up in the native Israeli scoring derby with Ori Bar David. Couldn't find a hole on that one, though.
Poland scored 20 goals first game against USA. They scored 14 against Iroquois. And what a job Israel's done to hold them to 5 goals so far.
And they had 4 early in the second quarter.
Yeah.
And since then, wow, Israel's defense has really played well. Justin Getty's been very good.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not like he's faced a ton of chances. There's another example of the Israel defense. That's going to be a penalty on Ted Wells. He'll go cross-check as he flattened Ferreira. He's just going to kind of walk through and bump into some people afterwards.
Yeah, Poland is just looking demoralized at this point. I know they're going on the power play, but they've allowed a couple of shorthanded goals by Israel. I think Pilcher got one, and Tishkart got one.
Power play Poland. This is the look. It's going to be right here. Cross-check in the side.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have minded if that was just called interference, but I think with the score.
I think he had the ball.
Yeah, with the score in the game, you know, they're giving Poland a break, maybe.
Shouldn't do that.
No.
Smith, great backhand pass to Kolodka. He had to back away. Now he's going to come in and get it back over to Columbus. That shot is blocked. I don't think Zach Jury liked that very much. He is still limping a bit. It's going to be picked up by Mackay. He's in alone. Beautiful shot. Liam Mackay, shorthanded goal.
Another shorthanded goal for Israel. Good job. I don't know. That was 96 to DeLille, who did a lot of work on that loose ball, and Mackay eventually picks it up to get the breakaway. But yeah, watch the battle. A blocked shot, first of all, and then the battle on the ground. Mackay picks it up and puts it in. And give credit to, I think it was Zach Jury who blocked that shot. Not intentional, I believe, but he started the play with blocking a Poland shot.
And the winner of this game will be playing tomorrow night at 8 p.m. in the semis against Canada. And it's looking very much like it's going to be Israel. They're up 15-5. And boy, that's getting more interesting as Israel just gets better and better by the quarter. Kenzetti looked up to Pilcher. Will just take a shot instead. That looked like it almost going to find a way in. Goes off to Guzman out of play. Fresh 30.
And referees were disagreeing on where. I think they've conferred, and yes, Israel gets that ball back.
It looked like it may have been just trying to decide where they wanted possession to start. Here comes Lundy to the net with one hand. Tries to flick it over to Ashtomkar. He does get it off the boards. Israel shorthanded for another 44 seconds. That pass doesn't connect with Pilcher. Jaden Smith trying to separate Lundy from the ball. Can't do it. And Lundy will bounce one past to Guzman, 16-5.
A hat-trick goal for Brendan Lundy. Nice play, and again short-handed. And you know, this Poland team just looks, I hate to say they've quit on it, but they look so demoralized. You know, that's 2 short-handed goals on this power play.
There we see the U.S. team. They're acknowledging that we're showing them up on the board. They're enjoying seeing they're up next against Australia. And I don't know, prediction after you were so far off on this one?
Yeah, I'm so far off. You know, Australia beat Israel, but you know, Israel didn't have Pilcher their first game of the tournament.
Does he make that much of a difference?
Yes.
It's only 10 points.
Yeah.
Great hustle by Tishkart. But Ferrer will knock it over, and Kolodka comes up with it, and Ferrer just sloughs off Tishkart. Callan Martin's hard shot. Getty wasn't sure where that was. He lands on it as he spins. Kenzetti taking his time. 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Here comes a drive to the net. What a great play by Huguette to just kind of hover in the air and wait. That was Josh Byrne-esque.
Taking advantage of the, I like to call them the NLL or international rules around the crease, where, you know, in the Summer League we've mentioned it's more of a cylinder that you can't come across. In international or the NLL rules, as long as your feet don't touch the ground, you can jump right in, and that's what he does. He flies through the crease. Before he touches the ground, he puts it in.
Does that not remind you of Josh Byrne? He'll just jump up. It's almost like Byrne. Most guys go up with a plan. Byrne, you know, it looks like he goes up and thinks about, oh, I could do this. No, I could do that. Oh, I'll do this.
I remember asking Tavares about John Tavares, the greatest goal scorer ever, probably, about what he does, and it's amazing because more or less what he told me was, it sounded like I decide while I'm doing it. You know?
And that's what it looked like Huguette did there.
Well, I think for some guys, it's like time slows down for the best scorers.
Here comes Mackay looking for another one. The period will end, though, just before he gets the shot off. I can't even imagine having that kind of time. My vertical leap is not quite what Huguette's is, and I do not stay up in the air that long.
I don't even get in the air.
It is 17-5 for Israel. We've got 15 more minutes to come at the World Junior Lacrosse Championship. I'm Stephen Stamp with Brian Shanahan. We'll be back. Welcome back, Lacrosse friends, and instead of doing the usual quarter highlights, we're going to do the Pilcher highlights. Brian, take us through them.
Yeah, you know, and it was quite a while ago in this game when we talked about how he was getting frustrated, wasn't able to get any finish, and that sure changed. First goal of the game, he just walks in. They were down 4-1 at this point when he scores, so a little spark. Just less than a minute later, he does it again. That's not a replay. That's another goal. And all of a sudden, 4-3. And then it looks like, yeah, they're getting back in the game. This time he gets the assist. 4-4. Shortly after that, I believe this is a power play goal. Watch Pilcher up top. His hat-trick goal. Puts it in. This is the third quarter. He gets a breakaway, scores. I can't remember, that's his fourth or his fifth goal of the game. Oh, that was his fourth. Here comes his fifth. Short-handed, puts it in. At about 4 assists there, and he's got like a 9 or 10 point performance. And you know, it's fair to say that he's led this team in this game. And that down 4-1, they outscored Poland 7-1 in the second quarter, 9-1 in the third quarter, and it's been all Poland since Luke Pilcher got them started.
All Israel. Yeah. Yeah, and Pilcher's also been playing defense, killing penalties. He was on the 5-on-3 penalty kill. I mean, unbelievable. He's also been accepted to RIT.
Oh, good for him.
So he's looking forward to heading down. Great school. Terrific education he'll get there. Ferreira peeling off. The pass to Martin doesn't quite reach him. It's going to be scooped up by Segal. It's kind of between everybody. A nice job by Ted Wells to just go get on a man and let Segal pick it up. Heads up play. You can see the lacrosse IQ from some of these kids.
And also have a couple of, you know, veteran junior players on the floor like, you know, Pilcher or you know, Brendan Lundy. I'm sure that rubs off on the, you know, the rest of these guys who are just learning the game.
London gets it through to Tabak, who had more time than he thought right there.
Yeah.
The 30 was running down, but you can see he just kind of rushed that.
Joey Tabak hoping to get his first goal, along with a few of his teammates who scored their first goals of the tournament. Bar David, we mentioned.
Ashtomkar. Yeah. Here is Kolodka. Nice pass inside, but Getty stopping Anderson, and it's scooped up. Short pass doesn't quite connect from Schenker, so it's Anderson going to get it back for Poland.
I think it's fair to say that this has been Getty's best game as well.
I mean, when it was 4-1, there was a stretch where Israel was trying to get back in. There's another save and bounces on the rebound where it actually could have gotten worse for Israel, but he made some big stops. A player very slow to get up. I think that's Jury. Yeah, it is Zach Jury, struggling back to the bench and looking pretty uncomfortable. Looks like a foot or an ankle as he's hopping on his left foot. There's a great pass and a beautiful finish. Sock trick, Luke Pilcher.
Yeah, Luke Pilcher scores the goal, and I think it was Huguette that hung that ball up, but it is a great pass, and we talked about it earlier. We saw the same thing. You throw the ball to the area you want your team to go, and Huguette does it here. Just puts it ahead, leads Pilcher. What a reach, what a finish. Oh my gosh, what a goal.
And here's the other thing. This was Luke Pilcher's first full season of Junior A lacrosse. He was a B guy before that. Came up and joined Burlington.
He's only 18 years old, yeah.
Oh my.
Now you mentioned his brother is Dan McRae, correct?
Yeah, the former captain of the Calgary Roughnecks.
Just won a championship for Calgary.
Now with the New York Riptide, one of their expansion draft picks.
I'm sure his family's probably happy he's closer to home, but
here comes Kohlruss. That's a great fake. That is a lovely goal by Gabriel Kohlruss.
Yeah, and that's just his first goal of the tournament, but you wouldn't know it. He looked pretty comfortable there.
I could have sworn I saw him scoring earlier.
Taking the stats from the site here, that we know there have been a few mistakes, but yeah, he fakes the pass to his teammate, to Cart, and that gives him a little bit of room. Watch, he fakes the pass first, and the defender jumps, and then one fake on the goalie jumps, so he fooled the defender and Getty.
Well, going after that loose ball. Winds up with Friedman. Will hand it off.
Sorry, Cole Roos from Ottawa, Ontario, plays for Nepean. Pretty strong junior B team.
Yeah. Boy, I tell you, Nepean has taken off with their minor program as well. They implemented the Tri-Lacrosse program that the OLA has put together, and they were getting like 100, 150 kids come out, and something like 40% of them were signing up for programs. It's a free program. You get to go and try it out. Just have it go. Great. They provide sticks and helmets and things.
Yeah, and, years ago, you never saw Nepean making it to the final 6, in the A division. Not that you have to be there to have a good program. But, it's amazing how far they've come in recent years.
Smith gets a little help. Steps away. Oh, cross check right to the neck, and that's going to get called. See whether it's a cross check or a high stick. That could be a 5. As he went straight intentionally to the throat of Wells.
And yeah, that's a little bit of frustration.
Yeah. Oh, there are 2 minutes to the cross check.
Yeah, that's just getting frustrated at how the game is going, how he's taking some hits.
Yeah, you can see as he was indicating as he went to the bench, to the box, he was showing that he felt like he'd been hit in the face, which may well have happened. It's hard to see everything, for sure. Pilcher. Behind the back. Hard rip, comes out, goes straight to Pilcher. He'll just cycle around or make a little circle and get things rolling again on the power play. Off to Tavares. He tries the shot, bounces a little bit wide. There's Pilcher backing up Huguette like a shortstop backing up second base. Lundy, hard rip. Tavares going to try and track that one down. It's going to bounce up and out of play. Of course, I'm talking about a throw from right field. The shortstop backing up. If it's coming from left, obviously the second baseman backs up the shortstop. So. I just heard something funny in my ear.
Delayed penalty coming to Israel.
Oh, that's another one.
Yeah, that's a slash.
The play should be blown down. That's 2 separate penalties. We're going to let him keep going. Huguette to the net, saved by Getty. Kolodka, another save by Getty.
Yeah, pretty sure that they called both penalties, and I think they're both slashes.
Yeah, the second one for sure is a slash.
Yeah. The first one was, I'm not sure who that is.
I think Shanker got the first one, 94, and then it was Greg Wells, 23, with the second one, right?
I think Shanker got the second one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think Wells got the first one, Shanker got the second one.
Yeah, you're right. Wells got holding the stick, and then Shanker with the slash.
So 2 minutes each.
Yeah, he earned that one, right? Yeah.
And you're right, the whistle should have gone on the second call.
So it is 4-on-3 for now, and in 44 seconds it'll become a 5-on-3 unless they score in the interim. Backdoor pass, kind of handcuffed Ferreira, but he caught it. Kolodka hit the middle of the net. I think he'd like to have another go at that one. That was where he was aiming.
I don't know what that
was. That was a quick 5-second count.
If that was 5 seconds, that seemed like an awfully quick 5 seconds. And I think
it felt like 2 or 3.
Getty is giving the same opinion to the referee.
Kolodka with a couple of fakes. Works his way back to him, and he rips it home. Kolodka hit his spot on that one. Power play goal, Poland makes it 18-7.
It's a hat-trick goal for Kolodka, but we're not getting any extra celebration.
Yeah.
Very frustrating night for Poland. And just some pretty good ball movement, and Kolodka gets lots of room to wind up into this shot. And he's got 10 goals on the tournament, so he's been pretty successful putting the ball behind the net.
9:41 to go here in the fourth quarter. And we have Pitchmark out to take the face-off for Israel.
Poland power play goal scored by number 12, Tyler.
Oh, we're just waiting, I think, for one of the penalties to come off the board. There is Bo Columbus's twig / banana.
Now, did you say you notice he's switching sticks as he
Yeah,
goes
he
up?
does for sure. He's going to do it right now. You can see him in the top right of the screen.
Oh,
There's a violation by Tishkart, and he just goes and gets his
shooting stick.
Yeah. So in 3 seconds, it'll become a power play for Poland. Smith steps out. Bo Columbus was saying, just hang on, guys. We got the power play coming, and Smith takes it up at the top. Kolotka down. Columbus, low hard shot, but it's blocked by
There's been
Guy.
a lot of shots that haven't made it through.
Yeah. It's the new craze is blocking shots in lacrosse.
Yeah.
I don't know how guys do
Never
it.
did that in my day.
No. You don't have the padding to do it like they do in hockey.
No,
there
no.
you have the leg pad. Just go
Yeah,
ahead.
I mean, when I played, it was all about getting your stick in there. Like, but now you see, I mean, it's a strategy on the short man for guys block part of, the angle, and the goalies actually adjust to it.
Yeah. Ball comes out. Szyslowski comes up with it. 20 seconds on the power play for Poland. But again, they're just having a tough time getting their personnel sorted out and on the floor. Just 17 on the shot clock as all 5 of them are out there. Huguette sets a pick for Ferreira, who ignores it. It's become a theme. Segal gets across center just in time. We're back to even 5-on-5 lacrosse. With just about 8 minutes to go, it's 18-7 Israel. I'm Steven Stamp with Brian Shanahan. Thanks for being with us at the World Junior Lacrosse Championship. Ryan Foley.
Oh, nice shot.
That was. Most have been playing defense for an offensive shift. And here's Endicott all alone. Big save to Guzman. Well, I don't know if it's a big save when it's 18-7. Nice save, though.
Yes, it was.
Foley comes up with the ball. Penalty coming as he was rammed into the boards. Well, rammed might be a
I'm
strong
not so
word.
sure about that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was definitely a possession, but penalty. That's Płaczynski. Definitely a Polish name.
Yes. So power play Israel. And it looks like Israel's going to go strong right with Jonathan Endicott at the top and Bar David and a Stomkar.
They've started playing Pilchar a little bit less this quarter, I believe. He's on the power play now, but I think they're trying to get more floor time to different players.
Another nice save by de Guzman, but the ball comes straight back out to Endicott. Bar David takes the pass up to Endicott. Rips one. That's off the foot of de Guzman. But again, back out to Lundy this time, but to an Israel player and a fresh 30 for them. Minute and a half to go still on the power play. They've had 2 shots, 3 chances. There's Bar David, stopped, goes after the loose ball. Nobody can find it until Ferreira grabs it. He's got a man ahead.
Oh, he's...
That's Kohler. Oh! And they missed it. Oh, they got
they
it.
didn't miss it.
Yeah,
That
Kohler was
was just-
chopping on the leg.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. He was frustrated.
He
took
was
it out.
frustrated he didn't get a pass from Ferreira. I was actually surprised because I thought Kolarus was wide open there, and I thought Ferreira, would be one of the players that would know to look up the floor to make that pass. This wasn't that Kolarus we saw
Yeah,
that
he didn't
got
like
really
the body
upset.
language.
Somebody didn't make the pass. He was wide open. It didn't come. A little bit frustrated, and watch to the right. I didn't really see it. You saw it live, though, didn't you?
Yeah. No, he totally. I think we just replayed it, actually.
I watched the replay. You really couldn't see it. You just thought
He just, the ball didn't come. He just started to go to the bench. The player was running by. He just chopped his stick right down on the shin.
it's easier to get away with when there's 2 referees.
Yeah, the third ref makes it hard to sneak things through. Armistead knocked down by Wells, pops back up. Good effort here by Armistead. And he eventually does give it up to Cart. Just 2 seconds left. There's a shot from the outside. Gets on. But the save by Getty, and Israel will come back the other way. Oribar David with the ball. 25 seconds on the power play. The 5-on-3, that is.
Joey Tabak is on a power play for Israel. He hasn't scored a goal yet in this tournament. I'm sure they'd
sidearm
like
pass
to get
to
him one.
Huguette. Doesn't quite connect. As was, again, at that hip. 6 seconds to shoot, so Pilcher will fire one. Touched off the goalie, fresh 30. Oh, no, it doesn't. Sorry, it was tipped by, I think they're saying it was tipped off the player. Indicating. So it'll be Poland possession. I almost want to call them Boston University. The jerseys look very
colors,
similar to the, I love the BU hockey jerseys. Cart. Warren fighting off the check from Tishkart.
You might see a penalty come out of this.
Yeah, they're just going to call a possession foul as a pair of Polish players came in and just kind of pushed the scrum along, drove everybody over. Here comes Tishkart, who's had an excellent game.
I got a 2-on-1, 3-on-1.
3-on-1. Oh, nice save by de Guzman. Lundy can't believe it. Now he's wide open for Armistead. He takes a look back, scores. Brilliant finish by Armistead. Muted celebration, but that is a lovely play for the shorthanded goal.
A shorthanded goal, and if you want to take something positive out of this game for Poland, they are winning this fourth quarter 3-1, but I think that Israel's kind of turned it off a bit. His second goal of the tournament.
Tonight at 8 p.m. we will have USA versus Australia. We're anticipating a great game there. Tomorrow at the World Junior Lacrosse Championship at 1 p.m. will be the loser of this game against the loser of tonight's later game. That'll be the 5th place contest. And then we hit the semifinals, 5 p.m. Iroquois against the winner of tonight's later game. Then 8 o'clock Canada against the winner of this game, probably Israel.
It seems awfully tough that Israel's played such a great game here. Their reward is they get to play Canada again, who beat them 16-2 yesterday. That's going to be a tough battle.
That's the thing. I mean, when you finish third in your group, you wind up, if you win that crop, you go back and play the first place team from your group again. Great drive to that by Lundy. He gets pushed into the goal and bangs into the post a bit. Nobody seems too upset. We're down to 4.5 minutes. It's 18-8 in favor of Israel. Kohler, a swim move. The offense. It's an interesting, different swim move, right?
This time, he tried to put the same fake on Getty, and good like a good goaltender, he learned. He didn't bite. That fake did nothing.
Tishkart, that's similar to the play he made on his goal earlier, but Kohlroos holds up and gets the ball. Kohlroos trying to fight through everybody. Penalty coming to Israel.
I like that there's no quit in Kohlroos' game. He's going just as hard now as he was earlier in the game.
Yep, he works hard. Real bulldog spirit.
290 pounds, big body.
Here's
we're going to watch Lundy go to the net. Kohlroos was instrumental in defense there, but
here's the collision.
Kohlroos has been, you know what? As we're starting to think MVPs, he might get my vote. For Poland, I'm sure there's nobody who's played great on this Polish team. They're losing 18-8, but
Kohlroos or
as we said,
Armistead.
We don't get a pick in it. I'm going to guess they'll probably go with Kolodka with a hat trick, but
penalty coming to Israel. Play will be blown down.
And as we said, we don't get a pick in the MVPs, but we've given our opinions, and generally I've liked the picks that have been made. We haven't always agreed with them, but there's not been a bad pick.
Yeah. Right? You just messaged me to say, hey, there's no blowing it down with 2 penalties like we had earlier in international play. They just keep stacking up. You can take as many as you want.
Oh, okay, that's good. Good to know.
Which, of course, if there was another one, would result in a penalty shot, if I'm correct, because they don't I don't believe they stack. He said rack him up with his hashtag. There's a chance for Smith to stop again. But the third one would lead to a penalty shot because they don't stack. Bo Columbus had lost his stick, so just clamped his elbow down on Kenzetti's. Huguette across to Smith. Oh, and some major to Greg Wells. So the minor to Riley DeLille and a major to Wells. And that's going to be a holding the stick.
And you know, it actually was the Israeli player who was holding this stick.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah. I thought Poland was going to get possession. And Huguette looks at Luke Pilcher and says, I was pretty open. It's 18-8 and we're shorthanded.
Yeah. And I think that's exactly what it was.
Yeah. So DeLille gets 2 for slashing.
There's Cole Roos still going hard.
Oh, so it's a butt ending call to Greg Wells. That's a tough one to pick up from up here. But obviously down on the floor, the ref saw it. Ball picked up by Smith, tried to tuck it in. Great save by Getty.
A penalty. I don't know, he's sending them both off. Looks like the Israel player is going to the box. Can you see who that is? Is that Wells?
No, yeah, it's Ted Wells. It's the other Wells.
So are Wells the brothers? Or
I'm not sure about that. Penalty shot coming.
Can't stack up the penalties. Now, who are they going to let take this penalty shot? It's their choice. Looks like it's going to be Kolodka, who has probably proven to be their best finisher. Right? He's got 10 goals on the tournament. I would have liked it if they gave it to somebody who hasn't scored a goal.
Yeah, Kolodka with the hat trick today, as you mentioned. Did he not have a penalty shot earlier in the tournament?
I don't remember if that was him or not.
Took a very similar approach. Saved by Getty.
Yeah, you know, watching that move against Iroquois. And Getty has played very well for Israel.
Here's another look at it. It does look very familiar. Close. And Getty just gets with the arm.
These goalies are so big now that they don't really have to come out. And if they don't come out, then you know the fakes don't really work that well if the goalie is staying in the net. And I don't know if sometimes players come down thinking about what they want to do, and then they get there and say, "Oh, this isn't working."
Yeah. Then you're just too close to it. The way Getty was, he probably would have been better off just shooting.
Just shooting in the corner.
It's tough though. You come in, you got an idea, you know, and once you get to a certain point, you probably need to have done something already in that case.
Yeah.
Friedman pulls it out, kicks it ahead, and will eventually come up with the ball and passes it from his knees. Great effort by Harry Friedman.
They're going to have a hard time getting this ball out.
Ferreira comes up with it. He's got Kolarus ahead, whips it over his shoulder, trying to get it to Kolarus. It's knocked loose, and Friedman grabs it.
You know, and yeah, Bo Columbus was on his way to the bench, not realizing that ball was right beside him.
Coming to the final minute and a half, Israel just players on the floor. They're killing this penalty for basically the rest of the game. They'll get to 5-on-4 for about 7 seconds at the end, and then things will expire. Poland kind of taking their time too. Ferreira's going to let that one rip. Saved by Getty, and he'll come up with the ball. And who fires it ahead. And DeLille didn't realize that pass was coming. So Huguette will come up with it. And DeLille's just going to go to the bench. And it's basically a 4-on-2 for a moment. Oh, they said that Kolodka went through the crease. Tishkart. A little frustrated, goes for the wrap check up around the throat of Tishkart.
And I think he should pass this ball off instead of taking a beating.
Oh, he gets pushed from behind. Kohlers chops down on the stick, though. I think Israel, that you can see their coaches are looking for Bentley. It's hard to see behind the net. I thought it was just on the stick. He hit the player in that case for sure. Here's the penalty right here. The wrap, clothesline.
Yeah, could have been a hole. You could have called a number of things there.
Yeah.
But you know, you can't see it there. But Pilchard was actually telling us, slow it down, just pass the ball around. And I agree with the game. When you're playing a team that's frustrated, throw the ball away if you have to, but don't get beat up.
So it's 3-on-4, and Pilcher will lead it there for Ryan Foley. I don't think Foley has a goal in this tournament, does he? Or did he get the one?
I'll have to double check here.
Oh, he almost had one there. I think he's actually, I was looking at the score sheet at halftime from above and it looks like he was credited with the first goal today, but hopefully they'll correct that. It was clearly Huguette.
Yeah, that's what it was.
He wasn't even on the floor when that one was scored. So, Bo Columbus with 7 seconds left. We'll have a last rip. It goes wide, and we'll wrap things up at 18-8. Israel will advance to a semifinal tomorrow at 8 p.m. against Canada. Poland goes to the 5th place game tomorrow, or Saturday. Yeah, tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Saturday. We're losing track here.
Yeah. Both those games tomorrow. And coming up, we're going to announce the players' name. Is this actually a confrontation, or they're just having a friendly chat? As Jalil is down there.
It actually looked like a confrontation.
It did, didn't it? Then I like Lucas Ferrer came over, gave him a little hug, a pat on the back, and said, "Hey, it's all good."
Dalil was another one of those Brampton players we mentioned. We got Brampton players spotted all over this tournament.
The players of the game for Poland, it is Gabriel Kohlers, number 13.
I like that
constant
pick.
effort, had a goal, had some great chances, and just kept working and working and working. And for Israel, no question, Luke Pilcher with 5 goals.
6 goals.
6 goals, right? 4 or 5 assists.
At least 4 assists. Yeah. So at least he ignited the offense for Israel.
We will wrap things up there. We'll be back in 55 minutes with Australia, USA. We're going to send you out on the video, but that's it for Brian Shanahan and myself, Steven Stamp. Thanks for being with us here at the 2019 World Junior Lacrosse Championship.